Welcome back once again to our Loosey Goosey show about town. Big Daddy Russ Horton, myself, Leah Leakin, Leah Lywood's with us this week. We're so happy to have her back. It's good to see.
She's gone for a while.
Good to see Mom and all her spit and her glory.
She's already spit us up, cleaned us up.
Cleaned us up.
Now your hat's on crooked, man.
That's
I knew you were
okay.
going to do that. Why?
Because I am crooked.
I know you are, but I got mine as central here.
I'm kind of weird. And
Mom's spit. She fixed my hat.
We want to thank our good friends from the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, or Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce, Melanie, and of course our good friend Alex Hilson from the Acton BIA, and the crew at the Georgetown BIA for their wonderful thing they're doing. It's called #ShopTheHills. If you're out shopping somewhere, take a selfie of yourself in the store or at the location where you are, and #ShopTheHills. We want to see your pictures of you shopping locally. And speaking locally, we're on location once again here at the Appalachian, 68 Main Street North. Give them a call. You can order your food today or come out and enjoy some dynamite live music now that COVID restrictions have been lifted. They're full capacity now.
Yeah, I saw some of the great videos you ran on Wednesday.
Right.
And I loved the finale there, but they couldn't see. Poor old Lee was at the back there on the drums, couldn't see you.
I was the unknown drummer. I should have had a paper bag over my head, a couple.
And I understand all the proceeds. A lot of the proceeds are going to cash, right? And we didn't turn our. Tammy's not here yet. Shelley forgets all that stuff. What's that?
Our fries.
Oh, we'll get them in a minute.
We'll get them.
The gals are beautiful here. They really are. They take care of us.
Like I said,
coffee,
you can come enjoy great live music. They have a great Wednesday night jam, like you talked about. It's great musicians that come out. It's a lot quieter, so you can sit and chat and have a conversation with people at the table. Sunday night, you do an awesome electric jam that's a little bit louder, a little bit more banging, and it's dynamite here. It's the little room that rocks.
It's nice to get out with your friends and have a beer.
That's it. And
something
again,
to eat, watch the band.
Can go at full capacity.
Support local musicians.
They're talking about mask mandate could be coming off in a couple of weeks.
I'm gonna give you a big fat kiss when the mandate comes.
Got to shave first, buddy.
I know. Yeah, my barber called me the other day. I said, "Where the hell are you?" I said, "Well, I'll be there soon." One of those things. But of course, we're brought to you by the Appalachian, and they have specials coming up, which Lee will tell you about. And we're also brought to you, as always, by Max Tires, 905-873-9255. It's about that time now, maybe in a couple of weeks or so, to get your snows off. I wouldn't take them off yet.
No, we've got some snow coming next week that we got to look at.
But of course, they take care of you with not only brand new tires, and they have a hell of a wholesale on tires. Their prices are incredibly low. And Sean and Rob and the gang and Smudge and the whole gang there, Jamie, and they'll take care of you, but call first. So that's Max Tires. They also fix vehicles, they fix trucks, they sell vehicles, they do just about everything.
Yeah.
And when Sean walks around the shop, he has a broom up his butt and he sweeps as he goes along.
I even saw he was wearing one of our Acton dinner jackets.
He's got his own Acton dinner jacket, Sean does. Head out to Max Tires. If you're a problem with your car, a little knock there, don't let it go. Go in and see the boys and they'll take care of it. A friend of mine bought a car last week from Sean, loves the car, excellent condition, and of course when we sell a car at Max Tires we back it up 100%, and we're right around the corner. We're hometown, we are Shop Local.
Shop the Hills.
So the big story, I guess, the big story is Russia, even in our local town.
Everybody's talking about that.
Putin is a nut.
It's kind of nice in a way, though, they're talking about that instead of COVID. So
have you noticed?
It's a shitty distraction, but it's a distraction.
As a journalist, I write the news every day. I write the local news. I do everything. But one thing I've noticed is you have to really look hard for a COVID story. Now it's all Russia.
Yeah.
So, that's how media controls you. Not in any other way. Just in what we report, because we're told to report what we report.
Yeah.
Okay? So leave the media alone. We've said that over the last couple of weeks. It really pisses me off. Including us, exactly. You see the truckers, the protests, and everyone throwing things at the CBC cameraman and the reporters there. These are people like us that are doing their job, okay? This isn't the United States. We aren't CNN. We aren't Fox. We aren't all that shit that goes on down there. We're real, genuine broadcasters here, and we give you the news we know. That's it. Anyway, as I was mentioning, that's my soapbox for today. Russia is a story. Halton Hills giving support behind the strictest sanctions possible on Russia, and Belarus as troops continue their invasion of Ukraine, which is horrific. Town Council unanimously put forth this sentiment and a motion passed during its 28th of February meeting, with the resolution also calling on the provincial and federal governments to help and welcome Ukrainians fleeing in their own country. And you've got women, you've got children. The guys are having to stay there.
Seniors.
This is just heartbreaking to see families torn apart.
Well, a lot of the men are staying to fight. So
yes, I'm surprised. Well, there's so many things to talk about later.
Well, we've had so many Canadians, Americans, Britons, all heading over there to go fight on their own.
That's right, on their own, saying, hey,
they're not even being sent by the country.
And it's not really unfolding as Putin thought it was going to.
No.
I think we're all saddened, disgusted, and disturbed by the deplorable, brutal act of aggression by Russian President Putin on the sovereign country of Ukraine, mentioned Mayor Rick Bennett. And Rick is always standing up for the little guy, and we love that about him and about our town. And the fact that,
you know what, that's just one thing.
They may not do a lot, but
I think there's
we're not happy.
One thing, you could go across this whole town, whether Georgetown, Acton, Milton, whatever, and I don't think you'd find one person that would be siding with Russia.
Well, how can you side with that?
How could you even
exactly.
possibly
how
think
could you? I could, as a journalist, I was even surprised that Putin did what he did. I'm really shocked.
Yeah, well,
because now we don't know what the hell's going on.
Now you're hearing stories that China had said to Putin that he was not to invade while the Olympics were going on.
Yeah.
And then the Paralympics
they're on now.
Have banned Russia and Belarus.
They were going to let them perform, but under a flag, under a worldwide flag.
No,
under the flag.
now they're saying
they're saying no. You're done.
You can't.
Well, of course. I mean, you have to make a stand. And
absolutely,
it's a shame because the athletes from those two countries could have added a lot to the games, but Mr. Putin didn't want it that way.
No.
And there's a lot of talk about whether he's a little bit off his rocker.
Off his meds, maybe. Might be off his meds.
But
Putin's off his meds.
Let me guarantee you that
there's a byline for
as
you.
a journalist, I know there's an open line between Russia and the USA that doesn't involve any of the world leaders. It's the guys that press the button talking to each other, and they've been friends for years, and they talk to each other. Putin cannot say, press the button. He has to go through a string of many people.
Oh yeah, it's just
so
not
don't be worried about.
Yeah.
I've been worried lately going to bed if I'm going to wake up.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's got to go through many people, and I was even hearing a story about, and we'll get into it on the national show, but when the Cold War happened, that they had said to a Russian nuclear sub, launch the missile, and the captain on the sub said, no. Not doing it.
Did you hear? Well, it's been all over the video. The tank that ran over that poor old lady.
Yeah.
She's without a car now. She survived that. Can you believe that? The tank. Did you see the tank? Deliberately stop and pause and just boot it over and run over this car. And then there's the guys on the island with the Russian ship.
Yeah.
And they were saying, you better give up now. And the Ukrainian said to the other Ukrainian, he said, should I tell them to go fuck themselves?
Yeah.
And he said, go fuck yourself. And then all hell broke loose after that. It's not funny, but
I couldn't imagine.
It takes balls to do that.
Couldn't imagine what's going on.
Can you imagine telling a Russian warship to go
and I'll say this to everybody here, the Canadians or anybody that's watching. We're moving into that next phase of its reopening plans, and visitors to Halton Hills municipal facilities will no longer have to show proof of vaccination beginning as of Tuesday. We're very lucky to just be in this situation. This is all we've got to deal about is vaccinations and certificates and stuff like that. We could be getting bombed. Like these people in the Ukraine. I feel so bad for them. It's got to be.
As if we haven't got enough going on.
It's got to be horrible to be living through that. Anyway, through our own township, the town follows the direction of the province and medical health officer, said Halton Hills Mayor Rick Bennett. We'll also employ other tactics that support health and the well-being of residents and staff, such as taking a graduated approach to increasing capacity limits and reopening services and facilities like the Gellert Center and stuff like that.
It's going to take us a while to get back to normal.
Yeah, residents are reminded that other public health measures, such as screening, physical distancing, are still required in the area, as well as masks be worn indoors, except when actively participating in a recreational program or when you're seated at a table in an establishment like the Appalachian. You did mention the specials that they got going on. This weekend's specials are great. They've got salmon Wellington for $17.95, or they've got, I kill for a steak right now, a New York steak for $18.95. Give them a call at 905-877-9888, or just come on down, sit down, have a cold beer and a beautiful steak.
I love the food here, and Chef Manny, of course, does such a great job, and he's got a great staff back there. Are they still looking for cooks?
I haven't heard. I will find out. We will find out. They were looking for a line cook. I know that.
Yeah. Because I'll tell you, this place is busy.
Oh yeah.
You come in here and
even on a Wednesday when we were here, it was fun because normally through COVID and the restrictions we had, we'd only have musicians here, whereas now people are coming and whining and dining. Yeah, they're actually eating. Are
they allowed to dance yet?
No.
Hey, no dancing for you.
No dancing for you. We send Putin after you.
Isn't that horrible that we can't dance? But it's true right now, and you got to understand the restaurants and the establishments have to stop you dancing if you dance, because that's boo-boo.
They don't want
that's
to.
That's a no-no right now.
They don't want to.
They want to dance themselves.
Exactly, but they have to do it. So,
all right, now listen to this. You think of our area as a rustic area of families and everyday life, but things happen. Halton police are looking into a situation after two suspects reportedly pointed guns at a delivery driver last Tuesday. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
7 p.m. the driver had delivered a package in the area of 4th Line and Highway 7, which is just up the road here between here and Acton, and he was departing the area when a dark-colored sedan pulled up behind him. This is at the 4th Line and Highway 7 in our backyard. Police mentioned that this vehicle eventually overtook the delivery van, stopped abruptly in front of it, at which point two men got out of the sedan, pointed guns at this guy.
Jeez.
This is in our own backyard. The victim told police that when the suspect started walking towards his van, he took off.
Yeah.
They obviously wanted to rob the van. There was probably a lot of stuff in there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Amazon.
Those Amazon vans, man, they're just loaded.
Those guys should really have a lot of protection, And it's amazing what happens on the porches of North America late at night.
It's like watching a crime scene investigation story or something. That scared the hell out of you, though.
I had a big mat out front of my house. I had a delivery, and the guy slid it under the mat, but it was hanging way up there. It's a nice job of hiding that package, buddy. No one will ever find that there, but nobody ever took it. But you have to understand, that's a big.
You see a lot of these videos online with people getting their stuff stolen off their front porch. It's like, people got that Ring camera and whatever. And you see the guy come up and steal it right off their porch. That takes some balls, man. And either you're stupid or you got big cojones.
And don't think because you're in our hometown, you're going to escape people like this, because they come up from the city and they obviously followed this Amazon guy from Milton or something.
Probably, They probably follow him right from where he's going.
Yeah, be careful, guys, out there.
Another theft going on. Halton police are investigating a trailer from Milton on a lot on Sunday, February 27th. The trailer was last seen February 26th at a lot in the area of Britannia Road and 6 Line, so just south of us. Police mentioned they were looking for a red Chevy Silverado, which was actually seen hooking up to the trailer and taking off in it. And this is, again, what I say is, these people, there's cameras everywhere today.
People have balls.
Everywhere. Either you're really, really stupid, or you don't, how you don't think there's so many cameras.
I would say the fact that they have a red, what was that?
Chevy Silverado.
Maybe it's a stolen Silverado.
Maybe. Maybe.
So they can't get caught.
But still, there's still cameras everywhere. It doesn't matter what you do these days. People are going to see you.
That's right. I mean, you go at Fred's Towing, and their office is gorgeous in there, and there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Of course, because they've got very expensive trucks and vehicles in their lot, and max tires, that whole thing. Don't ever try to do anything there.
No.
You will get nailed right away. And that's good in a way.
You look at Toronto now is starting to follow England. In Britain and England, everywhere there's CCTV cameras. Everywhere. That's how they solve half of their crimes. Is just through CCTV cameras. So Toronto's starting to follow that suit as well, and I think Montreal said they were going to be doing the same thing.
One thing I've noticed about the war and things going on in the world now is we have a front row seat to all this stuff because of people with video cameras.
Yeah.
Some of the horrific things that I've seen in the war.
You think even 10 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to see as much as
you're seeing soldiers firing at Russian aircraft. You're seeing bombs dropping on places, just like you're sitting in your living room there. Well, you are, and it's horrific to watch it. But that's what war is like. And I don't watch the graphic stuff. Don't get into that.
I don't. Yeah.
But I don't watch any of it.
I don't bother.
But CCTV is becoming.
It's becoming a huge thing. And it's like I said. It's a lot of the ways that they solve a lot of crimes.
I had an email from Halton Police saying, "Can you please tell people to be careful with their phones, Russ?" Halton Police are asking people to be careful, indicating that the last 2 years, approximately 1 of every 4 calls to 911 has been accidental. Police mentioned new emergency features on both iOS and Android devices are contributing to high amounts of false 911 calls, which isn't laughable, but they're not done on purpose. February 25th, officers mentioned that within minutes of the Amber Alert being put out by Waterloo, which was our Amber Alert, our Amber Alert last week. The Halton Police Communications Bureau received 24 accidental 911 calls. That's because people are trying to turn off the alert and accidentally are activating the device's emergency SOS feature. Let's hope this doesn't creep into where they've got the nukes there and they press the wrong button. But you've got to watch it. I didn't
mean to send it through the phone.
Look at this. Here come our fries.
Look at this.
Look at this. This is. Let's see the. There she is. There she is.
Say hi to Shelley, everybody.
Shelley is one of the darlings of the Appalachian, and she takes care of us all the time. And we got fries with gravy, buddy.
Fries, man.
And are we going to give any to her, Leah? We'll save her a couple. Has she got a fork? She wants a fork. Look, she's asking. The delicious French fries of Appalachian. So anyway, be careful with your phones, and the fact that and I can see Leah showed me on her phone where
how easy it is.
It is.
Yeah, it's quite simple. And I remember when cell phones first came out, people used to butt dial it all the time because they'd always had the one button that was for 911, right?
Yeah. I always butt dial the same person all the time, and that person hates me. I don't know why my phone at work always dials this poor bugger at 3 in the morning.
I'd hate you too.
I'd pocket dial him. All right, so what are we doing now? You got a mouthful of fries. You want me to do the next story, or are you ready there?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. I'm going to have someone that cool down a bit.
We want to thank our very good friend, Lisa Brading. She was in a couple of weeks ago, as you remember. We had a great interview with her from Links to Care. And they had an amazing night, absolutely incredible night. And it actually turned out to be super, super cold. So it was the coldest night of the year walkathon. And there are 195 plus walkers, 33 plus volunteers, 29 plus teams, and 12-member committee, 7 community sponsors, and countless generous donors. Their community is in good hands. And you can still donate to your favorite team today at it didn't come up on the...
Oh, we got the link up on the...
It's linked up on our Facebook page, and, but you can still donate to them. You can still go to the Links to Care website and find out. But we, again, want to thank Lisa Brading at the Links to Care for her amazing staff and the safety net of wonderful people in our community. They managed to raise over $50,000 just in Halton Hills alone. And
$50,000.
We raised more than Milton did.
Who is twice our size.
3 times in a lot of ways, yeah.
That's because we've got the media here that kicks ass.
Shows Halton Hills as a community community truly cares. Links to Care is a fantastic program, and we support them wholeheartedly here at Halton Hills Online Radio. We just think they're a fantastic organization.
Absolutely, and Lisa, I believe, is watching this video on the beach somewhere.
Yes, I believe
she's
so.
gone on vacation, and we wish her well. And that was a well-deserved rest for Lisa, because her and her team really put this thing together, and they're going to do it again next year.
Yeah, and congratulations to both them and the Milton chapter for doing such an excellent job.
Excellent.
And they're a great organization. They do a lot for the community.
Now, how are the kids doing here? The Ontario government has just posted its new report on school closures and absenteeism, and it's indicating many Halton schools with absence rates about 20% or over. And the numbers are for staff and student absent rates for Friday, February the 25th, which, if you remember, could be affected by the snowfall that happened that day, but I doubt it. It wasn't a lot of snow. Although schools were open, buses were running, it was 20% below. The percentage of students and staff who are absent at each individual school across Ontario will be posted online daily, by the way, guys. So don't be trying to pull the wool over your parents' eyes there. And,
it's funny.
And have a bag of chips at Kay's and walk down. What was the name of that street?
Union?
Yeah, Union, but you called it something else, didn't you? Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter. It was called something else by
We have
her gang.
nicknames. Let's
Yeah,
just say
nicknames. Yeah.
It's funny, a lot of parents I talk to, older kids, I'd have to say later middle school, high school kids, are not wanting to go back to school.
Well, they've learned how to
They're
learn
doing
at
it
home.
online and they're enjoying it, and then they go out and socialize with their friends when they're done. Afterwards.
Yeah, but you got to get back to school, guys. Come on. The way maybe the world is changing in that aspect too. You know,
In some aspects, it's good for those kids that have issues.
yeah.
Absolutely. No different than they're saying, a poll was out there saying that roughly 30% of people will not be going back to work.
Well, they're staying at home, right?
Yeah.
They're working from home.
They work from home. They were able to perform and do their duties to 100% at home. Why do they need to commute into downtown Toronto every day?
Why do companies need to pay rent to office space?
And families having to pay daycare.
Exactly,
They
right?
can be home.
I've been working
like they
from
did
home for
ago
years,
with
but
children.
I feel I do more from home than I do, because we have our studio. I have my main studio right in my apartment, and no overhead, you know. But then you can write it off.
This story is a little disturbing to get to, but we do got to bring you all the news as we try to find out. Halton is putting out a very strong message that hate has no place in our region, and that we are behind that 110%. During their most recent get-together, regional councillors passed a motion that supports, in principle, a number of recommendations brought forth by the National Council of Canada Muslims that would help address Islamophobia at the municipal level. The resolution asks staff to determine which recommendations to apply to Halton's equity, diversity, and inclusion, and work how they can put this towards it locally. I think it's a great idea. It's something we definitely need to do. As we're seeing some of these, hate.
Well, we've had our fair share here too, in Halton Hills.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
So
there's no place for that here.
none.
It's the kind of
These are
community.
so good. You got to come to the Appalachian, man.
Yeah. French fries. It's the gravy too, yeah.
not
The
frozen
gravy,
either.
they're not
They're
frozen.
hand-cut.
These are hand cut.
Oh, these are not
potatoes.
frozen fries.
No, they're amazing.
It's amazing what the town does, apart from the stuff that they're supposed to do. They go above and beyond.
Yeah.
And Halton Hills Mayor Rick Bennett recently presented checks to local food banks on behalf of the town. Both the Georgetown Bread Basket and the Acton Food Share received checks for $920 a piece.
Sweet.
So every little bit helps, and the town, of course, backs. They have a public relations department that's always busy at the town, and they're always keeping Leah busy with all the emails and all the info that they want us to tell you about. And actually, you have a wonderful relationship with the town now, don't you, Leah? Who is it you deal with? Who is it you deal with?
Emma, is that one of them?
There's actually a couple I've been doing. Dahlia is one.
Dahlia, right? Yeah.
Hi, Dahlia. Say hi to him there. They're right there. Hey, how are you? And when is Rick out of office exactly?
June election.
June. Okay, so it'll be coming up in June. That would be. I haven't heard any rumblings about who's running yet.
I still haven't thrown my hat in yet, but
well,
I got a lot of people wanting me to.
Yeah, and I'll be your running mate. I'll be your Ed McMahon. I'll sit there with a stiff drink and laugh at everything you say.
Johnny.
You're Johnny. All right, so who's on now?
That'd be me. Yeah.
On
Town of Halton Hills is pleased to announce the launch of its new economic development website, investhaltonhills.com. The website's been redesigned to reflect and strengthen the Halton Hills economic competitiveness and continue to position Halton Hills as a prime investment destination. I agree with this. This is one of the platforms, if I was to run on mayor, would be we need economic development here. We need manufacturing. We need plants that can supply jobs for people in the area, not just housing, but we need people to be able to work in the area and not have to commute out of town.
Yeah, and we hope that we have places for people to live.
The other side part too is that if people that want to work in Milton, if you don't have a car, you can't get there.
How are you going to get there?
How are you going to get there? So if we can bring economic development into here in the fact of manufacturing and packaging companies and whatever it is, that'd be a big platform for me. The other thing would be get the trucking out of the town. Yeah, wrecking our roads. Our roads in this town are absolutely horrendous, and they shouldn't be, and they need to be fixed up badly, and it just doesn't seem to be a priority to the town for some strange reason. I don't know why.
I'd love to get some snow fences too.
Snow fencing I would make mandatory, absolutely mandatory, especially the stretch between Acton and Georgetown. It's just an absolutely, it's a deadly stretch of road, and snow fences should be mandatory there on those properties.
The scariest areas in snowfall in this area are Silver Creek Hill, in between Silver Creek and Acton, and the other side of Acton with the open areas. Just whiteouts. You talk about whiteouts.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Nassagaweya gets them. They're the mother of all whiteouts when you're in Nassagaweya. So please, in the wintertime.
I've got a few platforms that I'd be running on, and those would be very key ones.
Like I say, you want to run for mayor, I'll be your Ed McMahon. And that's, I mean it. I will drink stiff drinks and I will laugh at you.
Laugh and chuckle.
Yeah. But you have to pay me, of course. Now, how are the Raiders doing? It's nice to have the Raiders back. Of course, we lost a lot of games because of this crap, this COVID crap, and we're making it up. Pair of goals from Rice Chiddington. That guy's on fire lately. Andrew Della Rivera as well had two.
Andrew's doing really well.
And the Georgetown Raiders pounded the Oakville Blades 6-1 at Moldmasters Sportsplex on Wednesday evening.
Right on.
And we're taking on the Blades again Friday evening in Oakville, making some of the games up that we've lost. So we lost all those games against the Blades, and we're doing well so far. We beat them 6-1. Friday night we're at 16 Mile, taking them on again.
Good luck, boys.
I love the Raiders as much as the Leafs, you know that, and it's good to have them back on.
Yeah.
And we also link up their highlights on our Halton Hills online Facebook page when they play, so you can see the guys in action. If the video is available, sometimes it's not, but mostly the Oakville videos are available.
Yeah,
but, it's good to see, and we took it on the chin from Milton. We owe them. Everybody in our division's gotten better, and we're above 500, but we're in last place. Go figure that out. But we're
improved as the season's gone.
And the playoffs are coming, and we got to keep winning, and because once the Raiders are in the playoffs, from experience, anything can happen in hockey.
Oh, God,
In the OJHL, that's the same thing.
Speaking of hockey, I wanted to bring this up once again. Our good friends, the Halton Hills Fire Department, is once again, finally after COVID's all over and done with, are facing off against a full lineup of former NHL hockey heroes. This fantastic community event promises lots of skills, lots of laughs. It is a lot of fun, and is guaranteed to be fun and memorable for all ages. They have an amazing lineup. You can see guys like Rick Vive, Wendell Clark, Nick Andropoff, Dave Hutchinson, Gary Lehman, Rick Natras, and so many more guys will be out that night. The game is in support of the Canadian Cancer Society, who we also support very much here through cash. The event goes a long way to helping funding the Canadian Cancer Society vision, and it's dedicated to creating a future where no Canadian fears cancer whatsoever. They would love you to give them a call for tickets. They are available at 1-888-777-9793. Again, that's 1-888-777-9793. That's usually the easiest way to get the tickets, and if there are any at the door, they're going to be about $30. So discounts are available in advance, so give them a call at 1-888-777-9793, or you can go to the website at community@benefitshow.net, and it's always a lot of fun. They just have so much fun out in the ice, the firefighters against these guys.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a blast. And
I haven't seen Hutch in a long time.
Yeah.
Has he still got huge hands?
I would imagine.
You remember how he used to grab people and just, come here, you?
Well, it was like
Wendell and
Colton
Ricky
Orr.
Ryan.
Remember when we met Colton Orr?
Oh, God.
Remember the mitts on him?
Yeah, just a big boy.
He wouldn't want to get pummeled with those.
He said to me, he says, "You're a big fella." I said, "Yeah." I said, "So are you." But it was fun when we met Daryl Sittler and Colton.
That whole weekend was an outstanding weekend. We were so proud to be a part of that.
And that's from Barks, right? Bruce Barker?
That was Barks, yeah. He got me lined up with all this, and then COVID hit, so we weren't doing it anymore until we got back to it, and they got back in touch with us.
We got to get Barks on the show, just once.
Definitely.
You know,
But,
and Mike Devine and the gang.
A lot of fun. So that's going on Sunday, March 20th at 2 p.m. at Master Sportsplex, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Your Halton Hills firefighters going against the NHL alumni, and we're looking forward to having a lot of fun at that game. So
I'd like to throw Neil Cotton out there in the game, see how he does. Big old defenseman, Neil. He had a picture on Facebook of him on the ice today.
I don't think Neil's up to the par anymore.
No, but he was a big old defenseman. I'll tell you that. And he was. It's good to see people getting out and having fun again. Like Neil loves hockey. He was out playing hockey. Do what you want to do. We're coming out of COVID. I'm not going to go out and say we are out of COVID. I'm going to say we're coming out of COVID.
Not going to boldly go that far.
No.
They're actually putting a lot of warnings out for March break.
I don't want to go boldly where no man has gone before. You know what I mean? No. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say we're done, because you don't know with COVID, right?
No.
I mean, Russia might die down, all the tension from there, and it might come back again. But right now, it's hard to find a COVID story. All right, so we're going to talk about the radio and stuff.
We got to do a couple stories here. Halton Hills had to deal with a power outage on Wednesday evening. The outage was reported around 5 p.m. It affected Acton, Silver Creek, Limehouse, and other areas.
Did you get affected?
No, we were right at the border.
Lucky.
Basically, the train tracks was about the borderline over the other side of the train tracks.
So
on the wrong side of the tracks.
On the Sobey side.
Yeah, they were affected.
So downtown wasn't affected?
No, the whole, that I saw of anyway.
And Limehouse was affected, I know that.
Yeah, and then the last thing we want to talk about, we were talking briefly about it at the top of the show. Every Wednesday, join us here for their acoustic jam. It's so much fun. We're going to be doing a trial run, live to air one on this upcoming Wednesday. So please stay tuned and watch on Facebook for it. We're going to do a little sample trial run of the acoustic jam. It goes on here at the Appalachian at 68 Main Street North in Georgetown. And this weekend they have an amazing special on. You can do either salmon Wellington for $17.95, or you can do a 10-ounce New York steak for $18.95 is their special this weekend. You can always check them out online or on Facebook. But we do our acoustic jam to help raise money for cash, like we were talking about. We do it.
Cripps.
Yeah, we do it every single Wednesday. We want to get to our $2,500 goal. Purchase a meal at the Appalachian, and they'll donate $2 to the cause as well. So please come on out, enjoy some fantastic live music, some dynamite food, and maybe some new friends that you can meet here at the little room that rocks.
people are sick and tired of sitting on their couch watching TV with a remote. They want to get out and have some fun, meet some new people, meet some old friends. Sit and have a cheeseburger or a steak and watch the band and have a beer.
Chicken wings.
Like we used to, fries with gravy. You know, that's what life's all about. And we didn't realize
pure carbs, man.
We didn't realize how much we missed stuff like that. But little things like that mean so much to a human being, to be able to get out in your community and have some fun. And you know, every community in the world has been tied down for 2 years. And I think if COVID does
and some countries
depart,
some countries are still way behind us. They're still getting thousands of cases every day. Tons of people dying and stuff like that. So, you know, we're doing the right things as Canadians, and I think we're on the right track. And if we can keep going, but like Leah said, we got March break coming up. You're going to have a lot of travelers because a lot of those restrictions have been knocked down, travel restrictions. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And
don't forget our local radio. We have Bill Smith every Saturday and Sunday night, commercial free, and he has all the new music. We have Moose Tracks. We play local musicians every day. We've been doing Neil Cotton this week as our musician of the week. Next week, I'm going to sit down and decide who next week's musician is. And every day we play local music along with. You'll hear U2, you'll hear the Rolling Stones, you'll hear the Beatles, you'll hear Neil Cotton. We're local radio, and community radio is so important nowadays, especially because you can stream us. We're going to be streamed in the Appalachian soon, and we're running in here. You'll hear, and people say to us, "When is your podcast on?" Well, it's a radio station.
It's not a podcast.
We own 3 of them.
That just shows how dated you are.
Exactly.
Everybody lives by podcasts now.
Yes, it's podcasts. Okay, so it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week podcast. It never goes away. In other words, it's a radio station.
Good answer.
And so
actually, no, it's because it's not radio, so it's not a radio station. It runs like a radio station.
Everything when you turn on the volume sounds like a radio station. We sound like 680 or CHFI.
No, we sound better than that.
Yes, we do. And that's the way the world is going now, online radio. So we're just about wrapping up here, but
pretty much.
Once again,
I want to thank our good friends for our wonderful toques from Georgetown, or the Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
Georgetown BIA and the Active BIA, all our good friends there. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Remember, hashtag Shop the Hills. Take a picture when you're shopping locally. We would love to see your pictures. They would love to see your pictures.
Absolutely. Come into the Appalachian, have a beer at the bar, and take a picture.
And take a picture with Shelly behind the
bar.
Shelly
and Tammy and the whole gang.
The whole gang here. Maybe even Manny the chef would get in on a picture on you. So hashtag Shop the Hills. We want to see your pictures. We're dying to see them. So please get out there and do that, and enjoy shopping locally.
All right. And of course, we have to say, community is driven by community. You navigate.
And we drive.
Exactly. And here we go.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a fantastic week, and we'll catch everybody on the B-side.